What's going on, everyone? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs, and today we're going to make atonal music. I got this idea from a video that I watched from Underdog Music School, so shout out to them. It's a really great channel if you want to learn more about music production. They really helped me step up my game in the past few months, so yeah, a link to their channel will be in the description. Anyways, in the video, Oscar talked about atonal music. Basically making music without any notes in them, just like textures. And what he used for that was a plugin called Shaperbox. And if you are a music producer, you might know Shaperbox because you've probably seen producers around sidechaining with this plugin, or maybe you're using it yourself already. But today I wanted to show the capabilities of that plugin, basically do the same thing that he does, but then I just want to do my own little jam. And I'm going to switch it up a little bit because I'm also going to use an analog synthesizer. So here with me is the Behringer Neutron. Basically the Behringer Neutron is a semi-modular synthesizer. I got it a while back and I haven't really made that much music with it, so I just want to do more with that real quick, and that's what we're going to do today. So, atonal music, if you want to learn more, again, I will reference the video from Oscar a lot in this video, but basically this will revolve around music that doesn't use any notes or melodies of some sorts, no chords. So this will be just music without any melodies, just textures, and basically using rhythm will turn this into an actual song or music. Then you might be wondering, okay, but yeah, didn't you just talk about a synthesizer? Aren't you going to play any melodies with that? And I'm not. I am actually going to see if I can put my camera on my synthesizer as well, so you can see what I'm doing in FL Studio, but also on my Behringer Neutron. But the idea is that there's this knob, it's called VCA bias. It will basically send the signal from the synthesizer into my computer, but it will basically just play one note or one frequency. And we're going to see if we can play around with that live with the knobs and the synthesizer, but also give it some rhythm using only Shaperbox. Alright, so super excited for this, so let's get into it. Alright, so we set up completely. I have my synthesizer set up, you can see it in the corner of the camera there. I will try to change the view between my synthesizer and my Fruity Loops when I'm tweaking either of those, so you guys have a good picture of what I'm actually doing here. One thing to note though is that I'm not gonna talk that much in this video, and that's just because my synthesizer is hooked up to the same audio interface as my microphone, which basically results in that I cannot talk over my synthesizer, as the synthesizer will then be heard and through FL Studio and through the microphone input. And you'll hear my voice on top of that, so, you know, I just figured instead of just finding a workaround for that, I just do a little bit less talking in this video. Hope that's okay with you guys. Anyways, what I wanted to do now first is show you a little bit on how the Shaperbox actually works. Okay, so for example, we have this little drum loop here. We'll drag that into our playlist here, match the BPM. And we're just going to link this up to our mixer channel here. And under slot 1, we're going to put a Shaperbox. Alright, so this is what the Shaperbox interface looks like. Basically, you have each attribute here. So for example, filter, time, crush, volume. And you can just basically make envelopes out of those. So for example, we can use the volume Shaperbox version, and we can just make a sidechain for this. Pretty basic stuff, although it's very nice that you can just paint in the envelope here. Anyways, you can do this with multiple attributes all at once. For example, you can also do pan, filtering, bit crushing, adding some distortion, and use even stereo width. But the cool part about this is you can also use textures here with the noise attribute. So let's just load in the noise. And as you can see, or as you can hear actually, the noise volume is basically following the rhythm of the drum loop in here. There's also a button which lets us use the noise only. So I'm going to click on that. And now if we play, you can hear that the noise is basically following the input that comes with the drum loop. And you can actually do some pretty cool stuff with this. So for example, I'm going to add a volume envelope now as well. And I'm just going to go to rhythm. And I don't know, do this one. So as you can hear, you can really make some super nice gated textures. We're just going to change the type of noise to, I don't know, black hole. I'm not sure what this sounds like, but let's try. Sounds pretty dope. And up until now, I realized that I think my volume of the video was super low. So let's try that again. I'm super sorry. So this is what we have so far. Alright, so I loaded in a Shaperbox with a drum loop. I'll just show you what the drum loop sounds like without any effects on it. Pretty cool. Alright, so what I've done here is I added a noise envelope, and I basically, this noise volume is going to follow the input that the loop will give it. So I just clicked on the noise only button, and I'm just gonna go and show you what that sounds like. Ooh. So as you can really hear, the loop will follow, the noise will actually follow the loop. And I'm just gonna go and change the actual texture to something like, I don't know, the black hole sounds pretty cool. So yeah, as you can hear, this now completely is a different sound. We can also add another volume envelope on here. That's what I did to give it even more like rhythm. And what you can also do, for example, is we'll add a filter and we'll do some rhythmic thing here. And let's just hear what this sounds like. So you can make endless combinations of atonal music, which is really cool. So yeah, and what I talked about earlier was I'm just going to use the VCA bias on my synthesizer here down below. To send in one like long note signal, and I'm going to play with Shaperbox with that as well. All right. So from now on, I'm just going to shut up and we're going to jam out, and hopefully this will inspire you to make some atonal music yourself. Well guys, that was a super creative exercise to say the least, that really got my juices flowing. I just want to say that obviously you don't need expensive plugins and synthesizers to do this. At least check out the Shaperbox and the Behringer Neutron. You can also just do this yourself manually with customized plugins and basically painting in different automation clips if you want to. So yeah, don't let any like expensive gear stand in the way of your creativity. It's always nice to do it, and I highly suggest these plugins, but yeah, I wouldn't say you need them per se. If you want to get the project file for this video, you can get it through my Patreon. So if you don't know, if you become a patron of mine, you get access to all of the project files from all of my tutorials, including this one. You'll also get a 15% discount in my asset web store where I sell sample packs, but also graphic design tools. And on top of that, you'll also get an exclusive Discord role. And if you go 1 tier up, you'll also be able to see the full videos of where I make a streetwear brand from scratch. So yeah, if this is something you're interested in, there's a link in the description. It will really help me out. So if you want to further support the channel, leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Basically, the more the audience grows, the more videos I will make, and definitely let me know what you think of these kinds of videos. If you have any suggestions for music production videos or anything like that, leave them down in the comments. And with all of that being said, this was Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.